Well, hi everybody. This is Pat from Traindom, and I'm speaking here with Henri Junttila, who is a minimalist entrepreneur. He says that he owns very little, travels the world, and makes a living doing what he loves. Did I sum that up right?
Yeah, about right. But now that I'm back in Finland, I have a few more things that I need to get rid of. But
Oh,
still very little.
so what is it that you're trying to get rid of?
I have some stuff in the closet that I left back home, so it needs to be either given away or thrown away.
Hmm. So tell me, how did you get into the lifestyle you're living right now? Maybe can you give some little bit of background information? How did you start?
I've never actually worked a real job in my life. When I got out of high school, I started playing poker online because the regular 9 to 5 kind of workplace didn't really appeal to me that much. But after 5 years of poker, it started to kind of eat away at my soul, and I
Mm-hmm.
started building websites, and from there I started blogging, and it kind of evolved naturally. And in terms of the minimalism, I've always been kind of a person who doesn't buy a lot of stuff, so it came naturally to me.
Mm. So I understand you just got back from Spain where you lived a whole bunch of months. Do you do this often where you leave your home country and just go explore?
I've spent some time in Spain a few years ago, but this was the longest time I've been out of the country, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. All right. And you say that you make a living doing what you love. So what is that?
Um, Basically, I build websites around my passions or interests that also are profitable to build websites in. So I write content and do search engine optimization, build links and the usual stuff, and then I make money through either affiliate products, my own products, or AdSense in some cases.
Mm-hmm. On your website, you say that anybody can create a profitable website if they only get the fundamentals right. So can you give me an idea? What do you mean by fundamentals here?
When I say fundamentals, I primarily think of the search engine aspect of it. So you do keyword research, which tells you if there's traffic and if there's competition. Well, you don't really want too much competition when you're building a website, so it kind of gives you a good way of
Mm-hmm.
seeing if there's something you can do there. And yeah, I mean, it's a good way to build up a website for search engines at the same time as you're building it up for people.
Mm-hmm. What do you use for keyword research? Do you use the AdWords keyword tool or?
I use mostly Market Samurai at the moment.
Uh-huh, okay. And how do you assess the competition? You just Google it or you have a
Um,
system?
let's say I want to build a website about gardening or something. I would start by doing a broad search for gardening and then start looking for keywords that are pretty high traffic, and then start looking for the competition on those keywords. So I'd want to see something like PageRank, or the best would be to see PageRank 0 sites, but usually you'll see PageRank 2, 3, 4 when you're going to somewhat profitable niches, and then you can look at links. So basically you don't want you don't want to see PR5 plus websites.
Mm-hmm.
And then something else that comes into that is the site structure I usually use, which is a pyramid structure. So you have your home page at the top, kind of here, and
Mm-hmm.
then in the middle you can think of them as your sidebar links if you have a blog.
Mm-hmm.
And then under those main articles, you have your bottom content, which is kind of the easy to win keywords. And it all makes up a nice site structure for people that's also good for search engines to spider and all that.
Mm-hmm. So you, let's say you pick a niche, you go to Google, you start searching different keywords and see what are the different websites that already exist and what's their page rank. And if the competition is mostly page rank 4 or lower, then you go for the niche. Is that right?
That's a simplistic way of putting it, but basically, yeah.
How big of a search volume are you looking for when determining whether the niche is big enough?
It depends, because you can have a main keyword that you're targeting, like gardening tips, that might not get a lot of searches, like 100 a day or something, and then you can have your main pages, which can get a lot more traffic. So it completely depends, because even if you pick keywords that get 10 to 50 visitors a day, if you build 100 or 200, 300 of those pages and they're all ranking well, you can do pretty okay.
Okay, cool. So, okay, I build the website on a topic I love. I do my research. I create search engine optimized content. Now, the competition in at least the English speaking market in terms of SEO is like very difficult. So what other methods do you use besides SEO to drive traffic to those websites?
Well, the SEO is just the beginning. After that, after you've built the content, you naturally start building links, which is the most important thing. And building links, I usually do guest blogging, article marketing, and basically asking for links and doing link exchanges with good websites that are relevant to mine.
Now, a lot of let's talk about all of these things. First of all, link exchanges. Now, Google says in their guidelines that excessive link exchange is bad. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, excessive is bad, but some link exchanging is just natural. If I link from my content, my gardening blog to your gardening blog, it's just natural. And I always make sure not to do link exchanges with sites that I don't respect and that don't add anything to my content or website.
Mm-hmm. When you do the link exchange, first of all, how do you approach those potential people? Because like I'm getting this link exchange spam, every day. Mostly like companies from India, I just delete it. So how do you get through?
Basically be yourself, be honest, and tell people what you're doing, and maybe read their website and use their first name. Always works well, because the people from India usually just copy and paste emails and mass send them. Yeah, exactly. So just be yourself, and maybe instead of using a email subject that says link exchange, maybe you can use something more beneficial, like you might like this resource, and then in the email you talk about an article that fits well with one of their articles, which shows that you actually have read their content. And you can do all sorts of stuff that's just honest and down to earth and sincere, that works. But in general, with link exchanges, you will maybe get 10 to 30% of people to respond to you. So it's tough work.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of it's a numbers game. So you send out a lot of emails, and 10 to 30% get back to you.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, if you send out 5 emails a day for a year, you'll get pretty far.
Mm-hmm. And where do you place those links? You're not going to clutter your website homepage with like all these links. So where do you place those links?
I usually like to do in context links. So I might, if I do say on my gardening website, I have a section for herbs and I do a link exchange with a herbal website, then I'd want to put the link either on the main herb page or the smaller related pages, depending on if the person cares about page rank.
Very clever. Now let's talk about guest blogging. I understand that you've done a lot of guest blogging with great success. How did you do it? Or if I want to build links through guest blogging, where do I start? What do you do?
Basically just find blogs or websites in your niche that, or I was about to say that accept guest posts, but you can email them and tell them you write an article for free and they can check out your website as for the quality that you produce, and if they're interested you'd like 2 or 3 links in a byline. So it's pretty simple.
So do you already write the article and attach it, or you just say I can write one?
I usually say I can write one and then provide 2 or 3 suggestions for what I have in mind.
And what's the success rate with that?
Pretty good. I think it depends a lot on your website. If you have a website that showcases who you are and it looks good instead of being a spammy website with low quality content, then it's pretty high. For when I built up my blog, it was, I'd say, like 95+% of people answered.
Wow. So how many guest post articles have you written, and what have been the results?
I did a lot in the first 100 days on my blog just to try it out, and if I had to guess, I think I'd say I wrote 40 guest posts in 100 days, and that got me up to over 1,000 subscribers.
RSS subscribers or what?
Yeah, RSS and email.
Oh wow. So 100 days, that's like 3 months? 3 months?
Yeah, just over.
Yeah, wow. Oh, that's good. Okay, and for the third thing you said article marketing. So what's your approach?
Basically, I start by submitting to the biggest article director, which is ezinearticles.com. And I write, it depends on your goal, because you can write for either direct traffic or you can do article marketing for links. So if you do direct traffic, I'd only focus on ezine articles and do keyword research, pick good keywords, use good anchor text in your resource box, and just write a lot of stuff. And if you want to build links, then I'd focus on ezine articles and the bigger article directors like Buzzle, Go Articles, Article Dashboard, and those guys.
So do you submit the same article to all these places, or different articles to different places?
Different. I usually handwrite different ones just to make them unique.
Have you ever tried outsourcing it? You know, there are these guys offering $3 per 300-word article. Do you ever use these services?
Yeah, I've tried them in the past, but I usually end up editing a lot and rewriting, so it's a pain. It's much better to go for the guys that write for $10 or $15 if you want to outsource.
Okay, so you write these articles, put them on ezine articles and so on. What do you expect as results? Is it that you're gonna get traffic through these links, or is it just for building backlinks?
I've done affiliate marketing with just the direct traffic from ezine articles, and I've done link building. So it depends on your goal, and it also depends, if you're using it for direct traffic, it depends on your niche, because different niches have different results, because if there's a lot of competition you might not get as much direct traffic, but it all depends on your keywords.
So it all begins with doing the keyword research for the article title and content and all that, yeah?
Yeah, basically I use keyword research as a good base for pointing me in the direction of what people want and what the demand versus supply is.
And how many articles do you need to write in order to have tangible results?
For direct traffic, I'd say a lot, over 500 at least. And but for links, it's much less. And it also depends on which keywords you've picked on your website. So, I mean, if you have a low competition keyword, you might get away with just a few articles, a few well-placed articles in the biggest article directories once Google starts liking your website.
So 500 articles. How much time does it take you to write 500 articles?
It depends on the topic again. If I'm knowledgeable in a topic, I might be able to write one article in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And 500 articles, if I'm going hardcore, then 500. I could produce 500 articles in a month.
So you say 10 minutes per article. How long is the article?
300 to 400 words usually.
Do you care how good the article is, or is it just to get the 300 words and you're done?
Yeah, I care, but usually the content is pretty basic, so it's easy to write the articles.
Okay, so you write your blogs, you do guest posting, you do article marketing. So is all your time writing?
A lot of it is, but nowadays I outsource more, so it's more managing.
Well, okay. What's a reliable source for outsourcing? What do you use? Elance or Guru.com or?
I find people outside the main freelance sites just by word of mouth. I ask friends and people that use writers, and then I test them out and see how good they are. But in general, it's pretty hard to find good writers.
How much do you pay per article on the average? $10? 15?
Anywhere from 7 to 20.
7 to 20. So is paying $20 per article justified? Is it a worthwhile investment?
For me it is, because I aim to build big resource type websites that will be around for many years to come.
Okay. So your idea is that you invest this money now and it will bring you traffic and SEO benefit for many, many years.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Okay, let's talk about your products. Like, besides AdSense and affiliate marketing, I understand you have your own info products.
Yeah, I have article marketing, the article marketing traffic booster, which is basically about how I use article marketing to promote affiliate products and get traffic to, say you want to increase your subscribers, fans, or just sell more stuff. You can use it for that. And then I have Passionate Living, which is more ground level course on getting rid of the crap in your life, both mentally and externally, and start living the life you actually are passionate about living, instead of grinding and killing your soul in the process.
So how are you selling those products? Meaning, where are the buyers coming from? What do you do to market those products?
At the moment I'm pretty lazy about it, because most of my buyers just come from my blog, and I have a few affiliates that make sales. So I haven't done a lot of marketing for them. They just kind of sit there, and if people are interested, they can buy.
So you're basically using blog marketing. So you write quality content, people, get value out of it. They start liking you as a person maybe, and then eventually they'll buy your product. Is that the way?
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I don't do a lot of like pushing the products or anything, because I'm making enough money, so I'm not really motivated to sell a few extra ebooks or anything.
Hmm. What strikes me about your blog is your transparency. Like, you're very honest. You write about, you share very intimate details, it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna succeed, this is my goal, So I like that. How has that worked out for you?
You mean in terms of
In
traffic
terms
or?
of like, do you see that transparency makes a good business case?
Well, it gets people to connect with you a lot better and trust you, so I'd say yeah.
Was that a conscious choice? Did you like, oh yeah, like my blog angle is going to be that I'm going to be a transparent guy? Or was it just by accident?
Not really, I just did what felt right and it kind of happened.
Okay. So both of your products you sell through your blog, plus you have a few affiliates.
Yeah.
How did you get those affiliates?
Just by having my blog and talking with other bloggers, basically. Connecting with other people.
How do you connect with those other people? You just randomly email a guy, hi dude, like I like your blog, want to be an affiliate?
Yeah, I mean the random email, Twitter, and commenting on their blogs, and then taking it maybe to Skype or something.
So before asking them to be your affiliate, you first build a relationship.
Yeah, I mean I've actually I don't think I've ever asked anyone to be an affiliate. People just like the product. I send them the product, and then if they want to, they can be an affiliate.
You send them the product, but
yeah, as a review copy
off the bat that, hi dude, my name is Henry, here's my product, or how do you start?
Yeah, usually just to the people that I have some kind of connection with. I don't like sending stuff to people that I don't know. But I mean, you could do that if it's highly relevant to their audience.
So do you have a systematic approach to building relationships online? Like, do you start regularly commenting on somebody's blog, or how do you do it?
Not really. Like I said, I'm making a living from my other websites, so my blogging is mostly for pleasure and fun at the moment. So the people that I do connect with are because I think they're interesting and I want to know more about them.
Wow. Well, that's a refreshing approach, I might say.
Yeah.
Okay. So if anybody wants to, create their own info product or whatever, get into the internet marketing scene, what's your advice for somebody who's just getting started?
Basically to create something small and get it out there, because you won't know what pieces of the puzzle you should focus on until you've created a few products.
I see. So it's like it's the first pancake syndrome, that the first product you're gonna launch is gonna fail, and so you.
Yeah, basically.
Oh. What?
But I mean, if you already have an audience on your blog, then ask your people what their problem is, and then maybe create a small $7 or $10 product just to test the waters.
So should somebody then start from building the audience if they don't have one, like start a newsletter or a blog?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to go, and if you can throw in the search engine research, then that's even better.
Okay, well, I think our time slot for this interview is drawing to an end. So I want to thank you for this very practical tips that I managed to squeeze out of you in a very short amount of time. And tell me again your website for everybody who wants to check you out.
It's wakeupcloud.com.
Wakeupcloud.com. Everybody check it out. Henry is there blogging about how he's doing and internet marketing, and it's a fantastic blog. I personally really like it. Well, thank you, Henry. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Awesome being here.